How's it going, rednecks? I'm sitting in front of my scrap pile here, and I've had the Chevy Avalanche cat eye hood for sale now for about 2 months for $40, and nobody seems interested. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it up, and I'm going to put it on top of my Gambler Tahoe, and I'm going to see if I can make it look like an HD hood. So what do you say we get that thing inside the garage, and we start cutting? With it laying here inside the garage, I kind of want to go over what my plan is, and that would be to cut right along this line right here, all the way down to the front, and then I'm going to cut this lip out right here, and then if we go around to the back side, I'm going to continue cutting this all the way through. I actually want to go to the other side of the hood and cut down here, so this can get welded to my hood. So I'll actually be cutting the underside right along there. Now, I don't know how close the curvature of this hood is going to match the Tahoe, but hey, this thing was scrapper bound, and just because it's a bad idea doesn't mean it won't be a good time. So what do you say we get to cutting and see how this thing fits? After test fitting the hood on the Tahoe outside, it looks like I'm going to have to try and cut out some of this right here, because this is going to have to fold far enough that I can weld it all along this angle right here. There's an imaginary line because this was my hood right here. So I'm going to cut from probably this edge right here out to this corner so that can fold. And then I'll probably go outside, remove my hood, and bring it in here. Now obviously after watching that, it doesn't need to be said, but you should probably have 2 people to remove a hood. But it's here on the floor now. Obviously the way I did it with a lot of not caring, because I don't have a whole lot into that truck. And this hood is all rotted out and dented anyway. So what do you say we take, where is it? It's right there, geez. Let's take that thing, set it on the hood, and maybe we'll start tack welding some of it on and see what we can make of it. Well guys, this is going about as good as I expected. I didn't clean any of the paint off either surfaces. I'm using flux core instead of gas. And yeah, the tacking is pretty hard on this thing, especially considering right here in the corner, the hood is all dented up. It's also bent a little bit, so these are not following each other. Yeah, SEMA 2023, here I come. With that being said, I'm pretty sure the footage of me tack welding this thing together has not been the greatest. So I'm gonna finish welding this thing up, and then we'll see what I'm gonna do from there. Alright, with everything professionally welded together, I want to take and address this lip right here. I think what I want to do is I want to take and cut it on an angle like that right there. And I think that'll give it kind of a cowl induction hood look versus the hood welded on hood look. Now, if you were professionally doing this, you would want to take and lay a bead down every now and then you'd want to go over it with Bondo and plaster before you paint it. But here on Postal Redneck's Budget Build, we're going to do things different. I want to lay the perfect bead all the way around that whole hood, and the best way to do that is this right here. It's going to be a crying shame to cover these perfect welds up, but I'm going to use a window and door caulk, and you want to make sure that it's right there, paintable. So let's lay this perfect bead. Alright rednecks, after laying down the perfect bead of caulk all the way around, I gotta say, to anybody that's a keyboard warrior and has kept their mouth shut up to this point, hats off to you. I'm just playing around in the garage, and I honestly wish more people would just have fun just doing stuff like this. Obviously, I knew it wasn't going to turn out good, or I would have done it on a better hood. This one's all rotted out, like I said, all dented up. But while this stuff's drying, I'm going to take a little bit of break. We'll come back, we'll paint this whole thing probably flat black or black color, and then the hard thing is going to be me mounting this back on the truck, because this weighs quite a bit. So I'll come back when the caulk is all dry, we'll get this thing painted up, and like I said, we'll get her mounted on the truck. Well rednecks, I've done very little to nothing to prep this hood for paint. I scuffed it up with this scuff pad, started already throwing on a thin coat. I don't even know if the caulk's dry, but I'm sick of waiting. So I'm gonna get you guys set up. We'll go around, throw a thin coat of paint on this thing, wait for that to dry, throw on a thick coat, and throw it on the truck. Well rednecks, the hood is all painted. It is dry enough, I guess, and unfortunately it is raining outside, so I had to bring the Tahoe inside, and I'm all about having fun and everything, but this kind of sucks. When I was bringing it in, I noticed the windshield is cracked. I must have hit the windshield right there with the hood, and it cracked all the way up to here, and there's another crack going to right about there. As much as I don't care about this truck, it kind of sucks that I did that. I guess what I'm going to have to do is be a little more careful installing it, because this thing weighs about twice as much. You figure I almost have a full another hood welded on top of this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some towels, throw them in those corners, and then I'm going to try and hoss that thing onto the truck. Holy hell, that weighs a lot. Well, there we go, rednecks. With all the hype of the HD Tahoe hoods and the cat eye swap Tahoes, I have both, and I gotta say, I'm not impressed. This was a fun little project. I'm glad it's done. Looks okay. Obviously, this is a 100-footer. This is a fun little project, just kind of testing and having a little bit of fun with a bunch of garbage in my garage. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and get back to work. I tell you what, without testing for that, that is freaking close.